All of us have two voices in our heads. A little bitch voice and a grown-ass man voice. No matter what you do, you're gonna have both. So understand this. Your job as a man is to make that strong voice, the ones that says, shut the fuck up, go to the gym anyway, the one that says, shut the fuck up, you're gonna study instead of go get drunk, that voice has to be stronger than the child voice, the little bitch voice. When you're on a diet, when you're trying to succeed in your business or your life or your career, you're gonna have both of these voices. Every man has them, I have them both. The goal is to make one so substantially stronger than the other one that this one down here is so quiet that it's a whisper and you can catch momentum. What's really important is that you're educating yourself on all of these things at the same time. So the path to get to where you want to be is not a straight line, and you don't do one consecutively and then the other. It's actually a complete ball of not in order. You need to be working on all of them going uphill at the same time. So when it comes to your business, I'd only start one business or do one career and focus on that and get that going before you start anything else, because then you're gonna have a bunch of plants, a bunch of seeds that you've planted that never reach anything. And that's why I never quit my main business. Even though I tried other businesses, I kept the main thing the main thing. And so when it comes to business, you should do that, but also be working on your fitness, your understanding of women. And the reason I say understanding more than focusing on women is that you should never be focusing on women. You should be a better man, and for that reason, women come to you. And then you should understand women, because once they do come to you and you do have them in your life, then you need to understand how they actually work. And that's why I say educate yourself on women. There's a lot of information out there that teaches you about women. There's some great guys that teach about this in depth. Rollo Tomasi, the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan Tate. There's all kinds of men out there teaching people about women. It doesn't mean that you have to stop one thing to do the other. You should be working on your business, understanding women, understanding business, doing business, dating women. A good friend of mine, Andrew Tate, says this all the time. He's like, if you want to be the world's best at understanding apples, you better eat a lot of fucking apples. I can't disagree with that. And at the same time, you need to understand the function of that apple. So when it comes to business or women, I say both, but just make sure you're educating yourself on how women work.
Guard the gates of your mind. It's one of the most important things you can ever do in your life. If you're anything like me, and you come from a small town where people are thinking in small ways, your big dreams are going to threaten them. Let me give you an example. Throughout my entire adult life, mostly in my 20s, family members, friends, they'd come to me and they'd say, Justin, don't you think this is too risky? Wouldn't you be better off just getting a job for a company and making a steady paycheck? See, what's so dangerous about people coming to you that are worried about you is a lot of times it's only suppression wrapped in love. And that doesn't mean they're a bad person, but basically what's happening is your actions, your dreams that are bigger than theirs are so threatening because you're basically defying any decision that they've ever made in their life. And it is extremely scary for a person to have to sit there and watch you do something that they never thought possible because it makes the decisions that they made in their life wrong. So I say this all the time. It's most often that suppression from a person, especially a loved one or a friend, comes disguised and wrapped in love. And that's actually what makes it so fucking dangerous. Aunt Sally, Justin, you can have a pie. You look great. You look good enough. No, Aunt Sally, you're fat. You don't feel good about me continuing to be in shape, and you want to see me submit to what you are so easily submitting to. No, John, I'm not gonna go work for a company. I'm gonna build my own business, or I'm gonna go broke trying and then I'm gonna do it again. Because you've been at the same company for 40 years and you don't enjoy your life. You can't have true freedom. You're there for turnarounds, working 70, 80 hours a week at some time, and you have no choice. No, I'm not gonna get married at 22. I'm gonna see what this world's about. I'm gonna go see places. I'm gonna go be my own man and live my own life. That is massively, massively intimidating to people and scary for people, because then they have to come to the reality that maybe they didn't bet big enough in their own life, and that will scare people on a deep, deep, deep level. Understand this. If people are coming to you and they're telling you that it's risky and dangerous and it could go wrong, you should know a couple things. Number one, you're probably on the right fucking path. You're probably on the right path. Number two, what you're doing is not hurting them as much as it is threatening the shit out of every decision that they've ever made in their life to go do something bigger. Number three, oftentimes people that are trying to suppress you have already lost their soul and given up on their dreams. And they could not stand to watch somebody fly out of the same cage that they're in. Keep these things in mind. Don't quit on your fucking goals. Find mentors. Find things that keep you on the positive, and absolutely pay attention to how you feel after you leave a person. Don't worry about what they say, because you might not catch it in the moment. Pay attention to how you feel about yourself and your goals and your dreams after you leave an individual, and that'll let you know whether you need to keep them or cut them from your life.
Yeah, well, if you're going to start your own business, I would advise that you keep your job and understand where you are in the balance between the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician.
Yeah.
And see if you can't create some systems and some ways to get out some bids that are going to be not only competitive, but that are going to be profitable, and make for goddamn sure you have a technician in the field and you pay him and pay him well. I would incentivize him, and I wouldn't leave my job until you had a steady flow of work that had to pull you out of your current job. I think that jumping into construction blind is going to be a very hard road. I actually did it, but I did it because there was no jobs in 2009 and 2010. So after I got laid off, being the last one in, the first one out, the young guy, I went ahead and took a bet on myself. I always knew I wanted to do it, but I would just advise that you keep your job, you get a good backlog of work going, and then you jump. And I would say, if you think you can double your income and profit based off the jobs that you have and the profit margin on those jobs, then you can jump in, get in there, and make sure that profit margin hits, and you should have a pretty good shot at it.